Hello everyone, welcome to this amazing class. So for today we'll be looking at addition and subtraction of time. One of the topics I love so much. One of the topics I love so much in basic mathematics. This topic I love it because it has a way of bringing some inner explanation, some in-depth explanation on basic concept of addition and subtraction of whole numbers. So please, I would like you to stay tuned to this class. It may take a little time because I will need to explain carefully on what happens with addition and subtraction. All right, so let's see. We are going to be adding and subtracting time. Now, please, this is applicable to every other relationships. It's not only applicable to time; it's applicable to any other relationships. In fact, e cut across, you take it to number base, you take it to maybe if you are working with length, maybe meter and centimeter, kilometer and meter, working with weight and all other units, it's applicable. So, but we'll just use time to explain it, or use time to explain it. So you see what happens. I'm also gonna touch some basic things that we may not be aware of when we are adding and subtracting. So let's see. Alright, find the sum of 8 minutes 25 seconds and 14 minutes 19 seconds. Find the sum of 8 minutes 25 seconds and 14 minutes 19 seconds. Alright, so let's see what we have. Solution. Now, how do we do this? Alright, so what we do is that we have to break this into the different units that we have, into the different units. Just like when we adding, when we want to add, we have maybe 100 tens and units, 100 tens and units. Now what happens? These are the different place values. They are the different place values. So in this case, our place values we'll be looking at will be minutes and seconds. These are the place values we are looking at, minutes and seconds. Right, so let's see. We have minutes and then we have seconds. We have minutes and we have seconds. So we have 8 minutes 25 seconds, and then we have 14 minutes, and then we have 19 seconds. All right. So what we have here, we see everything under the seconds as one. This 25 is one thing, 19 is one thing. So you don't go and add 5 plus 9, 2 plus 1, no. 25 is one thing. Just like you have something under unit. 25 is one thing, 19 is one thing. So they are not separate and you say 5 plus 9, 2 plus 1, no. 25 is one, is a number under seconds, and then 19 is a number under seconds also. Alright, so now this is a principle of addition. When you are adding here, I do use, you must understand which base you are using. You must understand which base you are using. So the standard number base we are always using is base 10. The standard base we are using is base 10. Alright. So and under that base 10, that's why now let me come down to the normal addition we have been doing. So that I'm gonna so that we explain some important concepts here, and then you can get what I'm talking about. This is, let's say we have maybe 3, 8, 6, and then we have 2, 4, 2, 4, 3, something like this, and we are adding because this is plus. Now if we are adding, remember we are in base 10. Base 10 is the standard number base we use. So and under that base 10, you notice that you can't have, the digits you can have in base 10 is 0 up till 9. We've not done number base. Subsequently, we'll look at number base. But we need the idea of that number base here. So we have to bring it in here. So when we are handling with number base, it will be more clearer how number base works. So but take notes, when you are dealing with base 10 has 10 digits. What are the 10 digits? If you count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 10 digits. So when you are dealing with base 10, the highest digit you can get in base 10 is 9. 9. That's why if you look at all these numbers individually, none of them is more than 9. None of them is more than 9. If you see 10, 10 means we are looking at it as 1 and 0. This is unit and this is tenth. But for each of them, you won't see anyone that is bigger than 9. So that is because we are dealing with base 10. So if I'm dealing with base 11, the highest number I will get in base 11 is 10. Is 10. So when I'm dealing with base 10, the highest digit I can get in base 10 is 9. Right. So let's see. 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is what? Is 9. That's 9 is okay. Now let's come to tens. 8 plus 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is what? 8 plus 4 is 12. Of course, we can't write 12 here. We can't write 12 here. So what do we do? Now, from the idea we have been taught, we write 2 and then we carry 1 to this other side. But how do we come about that? So let me explain can why we do this. So we say we write 2 and we carry 1 here. Remember I said we are dealing with base 10. So under base 10, the highest digit you can get in base 10 is 9. So when it is more than 9, what do? You divide it by the 10. So from 10 up, you divide it by 10. So like now we are having 8 plus 4, which is 12. What do? We divide it by 10. 10 divided by 12. That will give us what? 1 remainder 2. Or give us 1 remainder 2. So what do we do here? Our remainder is 2. We put our remainder down here, which is 2, and carry this quotient, carry the 1 to this side. So you add the 1 to the next place value, and that will give you 1 plus 3, which is 4. 4 plus 2, that will give us 6. So that is what has been happening. That is what has been happening. So we are dealing with base 10. How do you even know that it's base 10? Because the relationship between tens and units is that 10 units is what will give us 110. So it's about base 10. So that's what has been happening. Where you see write this, carry this, write this, carry this. How does it happen? If it is more than 9, what do? You divide it by 10. Example, let's say you have 49 plus 37. What do we have? 9 plus 7, that will give us 16. So the same you'll be told to write 6 and carry 1. How do we get that? That will be 16. 16 is bigger than 9. So 16 divided by 10. That will give us what? 1 remainder 6. So we write your 6 and then carry the quotient up to this side. And that will give us 1 plus 4. That will be 5 plus this 8. So that is what is happening. All right, so that's the same thing we are going to come down to. We are going to use when we are adding time. What do? Take note. First thing first, you must find out what base are you using. What base are you using? And how do you know that? You know that based on the unit you are working with. If you are here, if you are in seconds here, that means anything you have, if it is more than the base you are dealing with, you'll be giving it to minutes. So that means you are dealing with minutes and seconds here. You're dealing with minutes and seconds here. And which base are we using? We have that 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. 60 seconds. So the base we are using here, we are in base 60. We are using base 60. Base 60. And under base 60, what is the highest number or the highest digit we can get in base 60? That would be 59. So from 0 to 59 is fine, but whenever it crosses 59 and enters 60, if it enters 60, what do? We have to divide it by 60. If I add here and I'm having 60, that means 60 all over 60. That will give me what? 1 remainder 0. So I'm going to write 0 and carry one to the other one. You cannot be using base 60 and you have 60 here. Please take note of that. So let's move into the addition as we keep on as I keep on explaining. I believe you get what I'm trying to say. So 25 plus 19, that will give us 44. 44, and we are in base 60. So 44 is okay because the highest digit we have is 59. So 44 is okay to be written. And then we go to minutes. 8 plus 8 plus 14, this is 20. Now this one is not under any, this one now is not under any relationship because there's nothing yet to continue. If we had something like maybe hours here, we would have now said, okay, so this one will be working based on the relationship between hours and minutes, which is still 60. But since there's nothing here, that means this particular one is not working based on any this thing. Anything you get here, you write it. Just like you have here, when you come down to this 100 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 6, this one is not really regulated. Anything you get, you write it down here. All right, so this is what we get. So that means our answer here is 22 minutes, 22 minutes and then 44 seconds. So please, I know I've done a whole lot of explanations under this first question, but that is what happens when you are adding numbers. There is always a base we are working with. Okay, number let's go to number two. I think number two will help us understand it better. We have a minute, still minutes and seconds, minutes and seconds. And then what do we have? We have 3 minutes 25 seconds, and then we have 2 minutes and then 44 seconds. All right, let's add this. Remember, which base are we dealing with? Minute seconds. Minute seconds, the base we are dealing with is 1 minute equals 60 seconds. That means we are dealing with base 60. So the highest number we can have is 59, from 0 to 59. Once it crosses 59 to 60, once it enters from 60 upward, you have to divide by 60 and then you do what you should do when you are adding. So let's see, 25 plus 44, that will give us 69. We can't put 69 here because 69 has crossed the benchmark we had, which is 59. So what we do at this point, we have to take 69 divided by, so 69 divided by 60, and that will give us one remainder 9. So that means we'll be writing 9 here, and then we'll take one to the next unit. That will be 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 2, that will give us 6. So that means our answer here is equal to 6 minutes 9 seconds. 6 minutes 9 seconds. All right, so find the sum of, let's look at this one. I love this. This is three units: weeks, days and hours. Weeks, days and what? Weeks, days and hours. Okay, so we have 2, we have 6, and then we have 12, we have 3, we have 5, and then we have 20. All right, so let's see. We must know the relationship. We must know the relationship. It must not be, it may not be the same throughout, just like this question. Dealing with hours, we're talking about hours and days. What is the relationship? One day equal to 24 hours. So that means if I'm dealing with this one, when I'm working on this, if there's anything left, I'll be taking it to days. So when I'm working on this one, I'm working on base 24. Working on base 24. And when I'm now dealing with days, if I have anything left, I'll take it to weeks. So this other one will be giving me 1 week is equal to 7 days. So that means for this one, I'm dealing with base 24. And then for this one, I'm dealing with base 7. Base 24 here and then base 7 here. So don't forget, under base 24, the highest digit I can have in base 24 is 23. So anything bigger than 23, you know what to do. And then when I come to days, I'll be dealing with base 7. That means anything bigger than 6. 6 should be the highest digit under base 7. Anything bigger than 6, you know what to do. So let's start. We have 12 plus 20 here. 12 plus 20, that will be equal to 32. 32. And how do we do that? 32. 32 is bigger than 23. So what should I do? Divide it by 24. And that will give what? That will give 1 remainder 8. So I put 8 here, then I carry 1 to the next unit. 1 plus 6, 7. 7 plus 5, that will give me 12. 12 is bigger than 6 here. So I have to do what? I have to divide. That will be 12 all over 7. It's base 7 we are dealing with. So that will give us 1 remainder 5. And I put 5 here, and then I carry 1 to the next unit. So 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, that will be 6. So that means my answer is equal to 6 weeks, 6 weeks, um, 5 days, and then 8 hours. All right. Okay. So we move to number 4, difference. Difference. Okay. So I will need you to be very, very attentive because we also do some explanation under subtraction here. So it's the same thing. Minutes is the same base, minutes and then seconds. All right. So we have 12 here, and then we have 19 here, and then we have 5, and then 51. Okay. So subtraction. I've not been adding signs here. Okay. So remember I said that when we come under seconds, we see this as 19, not you doing 9 minus 1. No, we see this as 19. This is one. This is a digit under seconds, 19, and see this as 51. All right. So I'm also gonna explain what happens when we say we borrow in subtraction. I'm gonna explain that so that we can quickly use it and then have a better understanding of what we'll be doing in minutes and seconds. So example, let's say I have tens and units. I have 74 minus 37. Let's see. And I want to subtract 4 minus 7. Of course, we say this is impossible. 4 is less than 7, so we say it's impossible. Now from there we now say we borrow 1 from here, and then this is 6, and then attach here. This will now be 14. So I'm going to explain why it's 14 there so that you see what is happening. Now please, I need your close attention. When you borrow 1, from here, remember the base we are dealing with here, we are dealing with base 10 here. Don't forget base 10. So when you borrow 1 from 7 here, this reduces to 6. Now, that one that you are borrowing, when that one crosses to the unit, it is no more 1. When it crosses to the unit, it is no more 1. It now becomes 10. We are dealing with base 10. So when it crosses to the unit, it becomes 10. So that 10 you are having, the 10 will now be adding with this 4 to give you what? 14. Remember, you are in base 10. So that is the idea. But now, since it's easier when it's base 10, because if it's 10, you can just quickly, if you attach 1 here, it will still give us 14. But if you do that in minutes and seconds, you get it all wrong. If you just attach 1 here, you get it all wrong because it's not the same base. It's not the same base, so it won't work the way it works for the normal tens and unit subtraction. Right. So, but the whole idea is that when you borrow 1 from tens, the place value of tens, as that one crosses over to units, as it crosses over to the unit, that one now is not coming in as 1 again. It's coming in as 10. So the 10 will now be adding. Just take it as if maybe you are crossing maybe from Nigeria to maybe the UK, or you are crossing to the US. Now, money you have in naira should would not be valuable over in the it will not be valuable in the UK as if you use it as naira. All right. So you have to change from the naira to the pounds. So the same thing, the one in tens, the 110, the one that we are borrowing from tens, crossing over to unit, it will make sense as one again. So when it crosses to unit, it has to become like the unit. And then that one becoming like the unit means it will now turn to 10. So that 10 will now add with this 4, which will now give us 14. So the same thing is going to happen here. Let's see. 19 minus 51. Take note, this is also cannot. 19 is smaller than 51. But if it is bigger than, you do normal subtraction and then you continue. But if it is not, if it is smaller than, of course, you have to borrow. So we come to 12, borrow 1 from 12, and we'll be having 11 here. All right. Remember, we are in base 60. We are in base 60. So the one you are borrowing from here, when it crosses over to the seconds, is not coming in as 10. Take note, it's coming in as 60. One under the minute when it crosses to seconds is because 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. So that one, when it crosses to the 60, to the unit of 60, it will now be 60. And now it will be adding with this 19. And then so 60 plus 19 will now be give us 79. So we will not be having 19 again, we will be having 79. And that will give us 79 minus 51. That will give us 28. 28. And then this is 11 minus 5, and this will give us 6. So that means 6 minutes 28 seconds. 6 minutes 28 seconds. So that's the idea of subtraction that you need to get from this, from adding and subtracting time. All right, so I've done a whole lot of explanations under this, but please take note. It's all about the number base you are working with. If it's minutes and seconds, then you are not dealing with base 10, you are dealing with base 60. So if you want to borrow, you must take note. If you borrow one from the minute here and cross it over to the seconds, it won't come as one or as 10, it will come in as 60. So the 60 will now be adding with, because they are borrowing it to add up with this one so that you'll be able to subtract. So the 60 will now be adding with this 19 and you'll be having 79. So you can now take 79 minus 51. All right, so that will be all for example. So we have some activity questions here. Please do well to carefully go through them one after the other. Please go through them carefully, and then thank you for watching this video. I believe it was very helpful, and then you've gained some insights on what happens in addition and subtraction of whole numbers. So thank you. See you in the next video. The next video will be talking about multiplication of time. You see what we'll do there when we are multiplying time. So thank you very much, and see you in our next class. Do well to like, subscribe, and also share with others.